Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's the time of the day again. It's the time of the day again. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. If you're new here, my name is Gilbert Guaze, and welcome to the Success Elementary Movement. I'm now calling it a movement because we have since graduated and we are now moving on to the next phase, to the next stage, which is going to be more exciting. We've got more great things coming your way. We've got more good literature, more good books to study, and I've got more good information to share because I continue to research and study this information and find better ways and better means of communicating it in such that we all get it at the same time and we all go and implement it to improve each and every day of our own lives. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. As always, I've told you that we have since moved from our live videos from Facebook because they seem to be technical issues. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, we found a solution because I'm more solution oriented and solution driven. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. We are moving on to a different platform, so these videos will be recorded at the same time, but just that they won't be live. And then I'll upload them to YouTube, and then I'll share the links with you so that you can still have your daily consumption, your daily dose of good information from your one and only Gilbert Guaze and Success Elementary being the school. So thank you so much for joining me. We are on a topic which is called decision. And the most important part about decision and the stories that Napoleon Hill is trying to tell us is your willingness to go hard and to stick by your decision no matter how prompt the decision has been made. You're going to have to be a good decision maker, because for you to transcend or to move from wishing for something or hoping for something or desiring something to actually achieving it, you're going to have to make a decision that you now want to take action to make the crossover. Because everyone desires goodness, everyone desires happiness, everyone desires money, everyone desires a peace of mind. But do you know how to attain that peace of mind? Do you know how to attain that goal that you have always wanted to achieve? Do you know how to accumulate money? It all starts with you making a decision that, okay, this is what I desire, this is where I'm going. Let me start today to put in the action and to do everything that I have to do to make sure that everything comes to pass. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to be sharing this information with you. I feel we've come to a stage where we are reading a story about how the American civilization came into place. But then I said, and I would want to repeat that, it's not about studying the American civilization that will improve everything of us, but it's in the quality of the story that how we learn to make good decisions. Good decisions are going to be made. You're going to have to learn to make good decisions and to stick your life to that good decision that you have made. There's nothing called good, there's nothing called bad. Everything is just is. All that matters is where you're going. And if what you are deciding to do supports your goal, pushes you forward to accomplishing your goal, then it becomes good. But when you make decisions that are now working against you, which in most cases is the case, and now that's bad. So in one man's shoes, it can be bad. Some people might see it as a bad decision, but in another man's shoes, they might see it as a good thing, as a blessing. So let's continue with the story, and my hope today is to complete the chapter 8 with the beautiful story of how the Declaration of Independence started off as an idea into some men's mind. Then they came together, discussed upon it, gave ideas, masterminded. They masterminded. Masterminding is compound power, is coming together with like-minded people to discuss and deliberate on a particular problem. It's one key thing that you're going to have to learn also to do. And there's a chapter which is dedicated to mastermind well ahead in front of what Napoleon Hill is teaching us right here. So sticking and completing the chapter, I'll continue. When in the course of human events, it is necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's gods entitle, and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the cause which impel them to the separation. When Jefferson finished, the document was voted upon, accepted, and signed by 56 men, everyone staking his own life upon his decision to write his name. By that decision came into existence a nation destined to bring to mankind forever the privilege of making decisions. By decisions made in a similar spirit of faith, and only by such decisions can men solve their personal problems and win for themselves high estate of material and spiritual wealth. Let us not forget this. Analyze the events which led to the Declaration of Independence and be convinced that this nation, which now holds a position of commanding respect and power amongst all nations of the world, was born of a decision created by a mastermind consisting of 56 men. Note well the fact that it was their decision which ensured the success of Washington's armies, because the spirit of that decision was in the hearts of every soldier who fought with him, and serves as a spiritual power which recognizes no such thing as failure. Not also with great personal benefit, in brackets, that the power which gave the nation its freedom is the self-same power that must be used by every individual who becomes self-determining. This power is made up of the principle described in this book. It will not be difficult to detect in the story of the Declaration of Independence at least 6 of these principles: desire, decision, faith, persistent, the mastermind, and organized planning. Throughout this philosophy will be found the suggestion that thought, backed by strong desire, has a tendency to transmute itself into physical equivalence. Before passing on, I wish to leave with you the suggestion that one may find in the story, and in the story of the Organization of the United States Steel Corporation, a perfect description of the method by which thought makes this astounding transformation. If you search for the secret of the method, do not look for a miracle, because you will not find it. You will find only the eternal laws of nature. These laws are available to every person who has the faith and the courage to use them. They may be used to bring freedom to a nation or to accumulate riches. There is no charge save the time necessary to understand and appropriate them. Those who reach decisions promptly and definitely know what they want and generally get it. The leaders in every walk of life decide quickly and firmly. That is the major reason why they are leaders. The world has the habit of making room for the man whose words and actions show that he knows where he is going. Indecision is a habit which usually begins in youth. The habit takes on permanency as a youth goes through graded school, high school, and even through college without definitiveness of purpose. The major weakness of all educational systems is that they neither teach nor encourage the habit of definite decision. It would be beneficial if no college would permit the enrollment of any student unless and until the student declared his major purpose in matriculating. It would be of still greater benefit if every student who enters the graded schools were compelled to accept training in the habit of decision and forced to pass a satisfactory examination on this subject before being permitted to advance in the grades. The habit of indecision, acquired because of the deficiencies of our school system, goes with the student in the occupation he chooses, if, in fact, he chooses his occupation. Generally, the youth just out of school seeks any job that he can find. He takes the first place he finds, because he has fallen into the habit of indecision. 98 out of 100 people working for wages today are in the position they hold because they lacked the definitiveness of decision to plan a definite position and the knowledge of how to choose an employer. Definitiveness of decision always requires courage, something very great, sometimes very great courage. The 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence staked their life on the decision to affix their signatures to that document. The person who reaches a definite decision to procure a particular job and make life pay the price he asks does not stake his life on that decision. He stakes his economic freedom. Financial independence, riches, and desirable business and professional positions are not within reach of the person who neglects or refuses to accept, plan, and demand these things. The person who desires riches in the same spirit that Samuel Adams desired freedom for the colonies is sure to accumulate wealth. In the chapter of organized planning, you will find complete instructions for the marketing every type of personal services. You will find also detailed information on how to choose the employer you prefer and the particular job you desire. These instructions will be of no value to you unless you definitely decide to organize them in a plan of action. So everything comes down to you making a decision to act. You haven't made a decision if you haven't started acting on anything. I wouldn't have made a decision to be sharing this information and I had not chose to just switch on my phone and to procure equipment so that I can be in a position to be sharing with you what I'm doing today. I wouldn't have made a decision if I had not committed 365 days of my time to be sharing this information with you. These are some of the characteristics of good decision making. You have to start where you are with what you have, and you have to start immediately. Those are the traits of a good decision maker. Were we born good decision makers? Sometimes not, because some of the subconscious programmings that we carry that continue to run our lives are not of our own creation. They have been handed down to us by our parents, by our grandparents, by our environment as we grew up, or by our immediate environment as we were growing up from being kids. Now we are adults, still carrying the same programmings which work against us. Indecision is a disease, I would like to call that, because it renders people useless. If you can't be used, you are useless at the end of the day. So you're going to have to make a decision to go into action, to go into use to the universe. It's only then, when you make that decision, that everything else is going to start to change. The decision is made within, because there is that higher side of yourself which resonates with everything that is outside. What you feel inside, what you think inside, eventually shows up in your circumstances, or better said, in your results. So if you wish to change your results, you wish to understand that there is one good skill that you're going to have to develop and to make sure that you master that skill. And when you master that skill, you're going to be making good decisions to meet with opportunity, to solve difficulties immediately, and not count on others to make decisions for you. You are the main actor of your own movie. And in this particular case, your movie is your life. You should never delegate someone to be making decisions about your life on your behalf. If you do that, you'll be making a terrible mistake. Because people are always going to be making decisions according to their own individual programmings, which are in their subconscious part of their mind. So if you ask them for an opinion, if you ask them for a decision, guess what? They're going to draw from that old programming which you have nothing to do with. and they will make a decision for you which will turn out to be bad in the future. You don't want that. You want to be comfortable by making your own decisions. And on that particular note, how then do you teach your kids to make good decisions for themselves? How do you get them to practice to make decisions for themselves so that they don't suffer from the same disease of indecision when they grow up? Get them to make their own decisions. Daddy, I want to play tennis or I want to play football. What do you think I should play? My son is always asking me these questions. And I never make a decision for him. I'll ask him, what is it that you like the most between tennis and football? He says, tennis, I enjoy it because it doesn't involve quite a whole lot. The exercise is equally efficient as in football. Football, I'm still learning about it, or I'm not good at it. He says whatever he comes up with. He's using his own mind to make his own decision. So I'll tell him, have you spoken? Or have you gone an extra mile to speak to your mom about it? What has she come down to? And I've always told my wife that let this young man make his own decisions. Let him decide what he wants to do with his life. Because if he starts early in making decisions, as a grown person or as an adult or as a father, he's not going to be facing so much difficulty in making decisions which concern his life and the livelihood of his family. Should he grow out to be a man who wants a family, he should make decisions for himself. And so a lot of us were never, in some instances, were never given the freedom or the liberty to making decisions for ourselves. Some of the decisions we were being told what to do and we simply followed. And that has got tremendous effects in adult life. Because you see a grown man being confused by what he should do, what he should not do, going for 15 different things at the same time. Because he suffers from a disease of indecision. Is it curable? Yes, it is very curable. But you're going to have to start today making the smallest decisions which serves you better. Start by deciding what time you're going to wake up. Start by deciding what you are going to be putting on today. Start by deciding the friends that you want to hang around with. Start by deciding how much money you want in your bank account. Start by deciding how is your health situation going to be. If you make those decisions and if you decide on the course of action which you are going to take to improve every part of the things that I've just mentioned, then everything else is going to be well. Instead of lack and limitation, think of abundance. Instead of fear, have an understanding, study. Come join us each and every morning. We are passing good information here. And I believe what I've been taught and what I continue to study is you are going to get better with time. Each and every day you are the sum total of what you consume. What you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. So you choose. You make a decision on who you want to hang around with. It's not a forced matter, but if a place is helping you grow, then stay on that place much more. Visit more often, which is the place which we are trying to create in Success Elementary. We're trying to create an atmosphere of growth, an atmosphere of advancement, an atmosphere which supports the people who have decided to grow. That's the objective, that's the dream. Thank you so much, Oman. It has been a beautiful moment sharing with you the last part of chapter 8 on decision making. Tomorrow we are going to start on another topic which is on persistence, which is chapter 9. After you decide, you're going to have to be persistent. You are going to have to go at it. Even everything else seems to be against you. You're going to have to push forward, mentally and in action. Thank you so much, Oman. This is now videos that we are going to be uploading on YouTube. So I highly recommend for you to get more of this good information, to get notifications. Just push the subscribe button and turn on the notification button so that you are always reminded that you've got something that you need to do or to watch each and every day. My name is Gilbert Gwaze. This is Success Elementary. Up until we meet again tomorrow morning, same time, same place. 7 o'clock is the time that I upload all these videos for you, for your betterment and for your growth. Till we meet again, oh man, same time, same place. 365 days I've committed. Today is day number 140. We're almost there. It's just a short number of days. It's only a matter of time before we hit our milestone. And what a wonderful thing if you continue to be joining us and to be listening to this good information each and every day. Up until we meet again, oh man. Same time, same place. Captain Gwaze. Cheers.